Chapter 18 Invention of Wheel. We will learn Invention of Wheel. Can you think of any modern things without the wheel? Simply no. Such a vital role the wheel plays in our life. Even the things in which you see no wheel, you will find that they cannot exist without the wheel. It is widely used in all vehicles, machines, and tools. Early man learned how to make fire and grow his food, but life was still very difficult for him. He had to walk from one place to another and carry loads on his shoulders or head. Gradually, he started to use bullocks, horses, and donkeys to carry his logs. Early man noticed that logs of wood could easily float on water. He used them to travel in the river. This was his first boat. With time, he learned to tie a few logs together and thus make some kind of raft. It was easier to travel on this. It also helped him carry his load more easily. But on ground, he had to carry his loads himself. So he developed the idea of pushing or pulling his loads. He made a cart to push or pull his load, but this did not have any wheels. Pulling or pushing was a difficult task because the ground was uneven. He started to use animals for this purpose. Gradually, early man noticed that round pieces of stones and wood rolled rather easily. This gave him an idea of the wheel. He made a heavy wooden wheel. It was round but not smooth. He fixed it to his cart. He found that moving his cart was easier now. This was how the wheel was invented. This was the invention that changed early man's life completely. This wheel also gave him the idea of a potter's wheel. He now could make pottery of clay. Early man noticed that some stones were harder and heavier than others. He also saw that some of these melted when heated in fire. This was the first metal for him. He could melt these metals in the desired shape. Copper was perhaps the first metal used by early man. Gradually, he started to use iron more commonly. The tools made of iron were stronger and easier to use. The use of fire, wheel, and metals by early man put his life on the path of civilization. These tools helped him grow his food, cut wood, and do many other things. As population increased and enough food was grown, early man had time for other tasks. So some people started to make pottery and others baskets, ropes, tools, carts, etc. Thus, new occupations came into being. Thus, some kind of primitive society was formed. Small villages came up on the river sides, which gradually grew into larger villages and towns with time. Living together had its own difficulties. Some people had food and some people had other things. They started to exchange their things. This is called the barter system. Over a long period of time, they learned to use metal coins as the price of goods. Keshav has milk and he wants rice. Madhav has rice but he wants wood. Parthav has wood but he wants milk. And none of them have any money. Can you help them out? When people lived together, some differences surfaced among them. For peaceful living, some rules were formed. The rules became customs and laws with time. Man continued to make progress and make his life more comfortable. Early inventions have taken a very long time to come into existence. Man has taken thousands of years to invent his first bicycle, and in the last few hundred years, he has invented and developed everything else that you can see around you. Accumulation of knowledge helps to do things more quickly. This is the reason that you go to school to learn and know more things. New terms. Raft, a flat structure made by tying pieces of wood together. Civilization, the development and organization of human society. Barter system, the system of exchanging one thing for another. Custom, an accepted form of behavior. Law, the system of rules that all people must obey. Points to remember. The floating logs of wood led to the idea of boat and raft. Early man first made some kind of cart without wheels and used animals to draw this. The wheel has been the most important invention for man. Melting of stone gave early man metals, which he used for making tools. New occupations came into being when early man had time to do other things. A beginning for the advancement of civilization was made in the early age.